Hello there. I'm here to show you a wonderful place.
Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. With Fallout Season 2 just around the corner, I wanted to take a shot at designing a minifig based on one of the characters, and make a brief video kind of discussing my design process. So to start, I chose to interpret the Ghoul as a minifig. I know many others have already done so, but I make an effort to not reference the work of other designers, at least in the initial stages of my own design process, unless I find myself absolutely stuck. A key aspect of my design philosophy is making a minifig that would naturally fit amongst official LEGO minifigures. That means matching the level of detail and taking into account the production factors the company has to work within, deciding what figures need leg and arm printing, or which figures get dual molded limbs, or a unique new element altogether. In the case of the Ghoul, I wanted to approach him with the expected level of detail a standard LEGO set minifigure might have. So, starting off with his legs, I took inspiration from the recent Gambit minifigure and handled his trench coat in a similar fashion, as I found that it did a good job at giving the impression of a long trench coat without needing side leg printing. I chose to include the subtle pinstriping of his pants because I felt if included, it made the figure feel more fleshed out. And although my render depicts those lines very bright, they are intended to be printed in pearl dark gray, which I feel in actuality would come off more subtle, unless lit at the right angle by a light source. Throughout his design, you'll see I made an effort to implement reddish brown on all his belts and holsters to make them stand out from his dark brown base. Now onto his torso, he didn't require any arm printing, and although I considered reddish brown hands to have them pop a bit more, I ultimately went with dark brown, which just felt right. His torso is fairly straightforward, with most of my work being in his vest and bandolier. For his vest, I chose to utilize a lot of fold lines to give off a more distressed look, and when tackling his bandolier, I made a point to include a variety of projectiles on it to play off of the whole having to scavenge in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Now onto what I find to be the most fun about designing a minifigure. We have his head. Now it stands to reason that with him wearing a hat that leaves the backside of his head visible, he won't be having a double-sided head print. So we are faced with finding a single facial expression to represent him, and I feel this one fits pretty well. Now all that's left is a hat and a weapon to equip him with. Naturally, I went with the classic LEGO revolver piece to represent his Dom Pedro hand cannon, and I found that LEGO hat piece number 13565 in dark tan represents the general shape of the Ghoul's hat well enough without needing any new elements. And there you have it, my take on the Ghoul from Fallout as a LEGO minifigure. If you like this video, please take a moment to hit the like button below, and feel free to comment any other characters from the Fallout franchise you'd like to see me interpret as a LEGO minifigure. Thank you and have a good one.